Welcome to Naankuse. We highly value your visit, and to make the most of your time at Naankuse, we would like to share our incredible story with you, what we do and what we stand for. The Naankuse narrative starts in 2003 when a distressed San Bushmen mother brought her ill baby to Marlice van Vuuren. Marlice, who can speak the ancient language of the San, called on her husband, Dr. Rudie van Vuuren, who immediately realized that the baby was severely malnourished and extremely ill. Rudie and Marlice rushed the sick child to the nearest hospital, 100 kilometers away. But sadly, the baby passed away. The Van Vuurens were shocked by the child's death, brought about by sheer neglect and the manner in which the San Bushmen are treated as third-class citizens. Together with their friends Chris Haynes and Dr. Janus Brandt, they decided to address this appalling social injustice. Fate then intervened and their paths crossed with that of a Dutch businessman, Jan Verberg, who agreed to fund a project to start a healthcare clinic for the San Bushmen in Epikuru in Namibia's east. This became the Lifeline Clinic, a literal lifeline for an otherwise impoverished community that continues supporting the San Bushmen today. Mr. Verberg gave 20,000 euros for a clinic building, and 2 years later generously donated a further 15,000 euros to fund the salary of a clinic nurse. And the story continues as Mr. Verberg's philanthropic tendencies came to the fore yet again. The funding of Naankuse Lodge, following on from the clinic project in 2006, on the understanding that this lodge be registered as a charity and, when profitable, generate funds for the Lifeline Clinic and the conservation projects of Naankuse. Today, the clinic sees around 4,500 San Bushmen patients a year, free of charge, with 2 full-time doctors and a nurse lending their tireless support. The second objective of the lodge was to create jobs, especially for the San Bushmen. Today, we are proud to say that we have an award-winning San Bushman chef working at Naankuse. The need for a school grew as more people were employed at Naankuse and eventually led to the Clever Cup School being established in 2009. The school currently has 2 full-time teachers and 30 children receiving the education so vital to their futures. And Naankuse continued flourishing, a wildlife sanctuary soon adding to the vast scope of its work. Marlice van Vuuren grew up as Marlice van der Merwe on the farm Harnas in the east of Namibia. Here she inherited her mother's love and understanding of wildlife and soon became one of Namibia's most well-known conservationists. Needing a place where she could do what she does best, caring for injured, orphaned or human-habituated animals, the Naankuse Wildlife Sanctuary was born. Rudie at the time had to continue practicing as a doctor in Windhoek in order to keep the Naankuse financial ship sailing, but a new concept was to ease the burden. The Investors Villa concept helped raise capital for the building of a wildlife sanctuary infrastructure, with the villas belonging to private owners but managed by the lodge. In September 2007, the Naankuse Lodge and Wildlife Sanctuary officially opened, and animals have come to Marlice and Naankuse ever since. Injured animals, orphaned animals, and those animals raised as pets and inadvertently made into problem animals. Marlice and a sanctuary, so often the last option. Here they find a home and refuge, where their innate behavior is encouraged, their wild instincts nurtured. You will see many of these animals on your activities today. Each and every animal has a unique story and reason why they came to Naankuse. The core of our work at Naankuse is the mitigation of human-wildlife conflict, and in this regard our work is not limited to a specific species. Over the last 10 years we have focused on researching human-wildlife conflict, aspiring to find innovative ideas on how to alleviate the battle between man and wild in Namibia. We constantly produce academic evidence which we share with farmers, the government and other non-governmental organizations. Evidence making a significant impact on the conservation practices. Eight full-time biologists are employed at Naankuse, researching different projects across Namibia and providing evidence that helps us to make educated conservation decisions and, furthermore, even assist with drafting the legislation. The last 10 years have seen us develop methods that reduce human-wildlife conflict and have co-authored a number of scientific papers. Of the 7,100 cheetahs left in the world, 4,000 are found in Southern Africa. 80% of these outside of protected areas. In other words, roaming on farmland. Naankuse was a co-author of a scientific paper bringing these statistics to light. Our groundbreaking work with farmers stretching over the last 10 years has made a massive impact on lessening the conflict between man and carnivore. This started with the GPS collaring and releasing of cheetahs, perceived problem animals caught by farmers. Farmers who otherwise may have shot these magnificent cats without Naankuse's intervention. Each day, the collar sends us a GPS download that is shared with the farmer. This enables the farmer to see where the animals are and subsequently take necessary mitigation action. Dubbed Rapid Response, a decade of innovative action has reduced human-carnivore conflict by 80%. Above all, Naankuse does not believe in or promote breeding, trading or petting of wild animals. And when you go on your activity, please consider our ethics. Do not touch the animals or pet them or try to take a selfie with them. We might consider stopping the activity and sending you back to the lodge if you do not adhere to our rules. Naankuse's projects are supported in 3 ways: donations, funding and income from tourism. Tourism income makes up the largest part, and your visit to Naankuse is contributing to a cause so much bigger than you will ever perceive. Naankuse is not just a place with animals in captivity. It is a place where Marlice van Vuuren and her team live their calling and passion, caring for animals that would otherwise no longer be alive. It is an organization that at its core strives for the conservation of Namibia's wildlife, landscapes and the ancient sand culture. It is about changing the face of conservation and about true sustainable and responsible tourism. It's about making you, our visitor today, a true conservation ambassador. Enter with an open mind and leave with the Naankuse conservation spirit.